everyone. We're talking about part 4 now of Ishmael by Daniel Quinn. Part 4. Okay, so in part 3 we learned that the universe was made for man, and now we are listening to the next part of that story. So Ishmael asks the narrator to say what is the middle of the story. So the narrator says, okay, well, if the universe was made for man, then here's the middle of the story. First man lived in nature for 3 million years and then decided it's not getting anywhere. We're not moving forward. So man had to find a way to stay in one spot and not move with the hunter and gatherer with the food. They had to make a settlement. So by making a settlement and not moving with the food, they had to grow their own food and store their own food. And by doing this, they've made a settlement, now they've made a town, now they've made division of labor. Division of labor goes into a hierarchy of being. Okay, so it was not man's destiny to live like an animal. It was man's destiny to build civilization. Okay, so then Ishmael takes that and says, okay, so why would the world need man? And asks the narrator to think about what the world would look like without man in it. And the narrator describes looking at the world from space. And Ishmael says, why are you up in space? He said, well, because if man's not on Earth, that's the way you would look down. You would be a visitor. And Ishmael says, okay, well, go down there and tell me what you see. And the narrator says, I'd rather not. It seems too wild, too intimidating, too scary, too much killing of animals, killing each other, and man would be killed. So then he says, the gods didn't mean to leave the world in this anarchy, and that's why they put man on Earth. And how do you get anarchy under control? How do you put it in order? You have to have a king, a ruler, man. So the world was made for man, and man was made to rule the earth. That's it. That's the mythology that we are enacting right now. And it's the mother culture in our ear. This is all for us. We can do with it what we want to do with it. We had to do this. This was the plan. Okay, so then they kind of take a moment of being like, are you excited? Can you believe it? Are you inspired? Are you conflicted in yourself, in your thoughts about all of this? Then they go on. So 3 million years, man lived like animals and moved and hunted and gathered. And then they decided to be farmers and grow their crops and have a settlement. And they had to fight against the world then. The world did not submit to man. The wind blew their crops. The drought dried up the soil. The animals ate their crops. They tried to put a store of crops, and rats came, and their crops out in the field, the insects ate. The world did not submit to man. What do you do when something doesn't submit to you? That is when you have to conquer it. Now, they say, like, man conquered the oceans, man conquered the desert, man conquered space. That's what man has to do to fulfill the destiny. So that's just the price of becoming human. That all of this that we have is all just the price of indoor plumbing, says the narrator. And Ishmael says, no. In fact, it is the price of enacting the story of mankind as the enemy of the world. Ooh, and that's where it ends. Mankind's the enemy of the world. So I hope you're following along. I hope you're finding this interesting. If you are, please pass it around to friends so that you guys can discuss it. And of course, I'm always looking for people to discuss it with me. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time.